units, and we do one phase 4%, one phase 9%, but build them simultaneously. And then the next year, do a 9% project of 4 units, then we got the 120. And then hopefully it doesn't take all this capital that I'm spending down here. I don't think it will. To do that, we would be positioned to do another 9% one. Or if we were really lucky, positioned to do another 4% one, which is then would let us do another 80 units versus 40. Anyway, but it's all speculative. And then, so I have another associate.
One question, what sites are you looking at? What do you look at?
I've got some sites, and we'll talk about in the executive session. We're ready to make an offer on some land. And then associated with this, I put another piece down. I'd like to hire a director of development because it's too much for me to do. And I can barely add 2 and 2 anymore. I don't trust myself with that application, so. So that would be a management level position I'd like to fill and get to work on these things. Right now, we're doing it with a lot of outside consulting help. I think we can internalize a lot of that and have more control and less cost. And so I'd like your consent to add that position to our staff roster.
Where would the funding come from for this position?
It would come from these development funds, and the position would more than pay for itself through the fees generated.
And that's a one-time position that it's not a permanent position.
Well, I think there's easily 3 or 4 years worth of work on paper here right now, and then there would be no reason not to continue. I guess that would be.
It'd be a full-time position then, you see.
Full-time permanent, it's not a temporary position.
Yeah.
Well, if we approve this and the intent to utilize the development fee to pay for the position, does that impact our proposed
Numbers.
overall budget
Oh, sure. Yeah, by the amount of the.
by the amount of that salary?
Yeah.
Would be reduced from this projected amount here, correct?
Right.
Yeah. Which then, of course, means you gotta make that up somewhere, it's system.
Right, but it's we would have to spend probably more to have it done by consultants.
Then we keep the developer's fee.
Yeah. And then if we do, like we partnered with somebody, we would have to split the fee with somebody, which would be okay too. But we tried to do that and weren't successful.
Well, I personally like the idea of an in-house developer, someone that's a part of our organization. But, I just want to make sure that we're on solid financial footing to do that. And, I understand where we're looking at paying for this position from, but we need to make sure that we have the longevity to keep the position in place.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, typically on these tax credit projects, you're allowed 12% of the total development cost as a development fee. A 40-unit building is about $6 million, roughly. And that's about the scale of things we do, $6 million. So that fee is, what, $800 and some $1,000 for each of those projects that comes in.
So, all right, so here it goes. Are we sure that we can't work with BSI on this, that we can't come to an agreement?
Well, we weren't able to on these first 2 projects, and that would make most sense. Would make sense to do that. And I was visiting with Burgess Dan wanted to capture all that fee and we need the capital, and wouldn't be doing 90% of the work, they'd be about 90% of the fee. And I think, I was visiting with Jody Zuber from Aberdeen, when we were at the conference, and they're the same thing, they tried to negotiate a little bigger piece of the pie, and Dan said no, so consequently they went to another developer who they could come to terms with. But I think he just, maybe we'll come to a point where he sees that's not such a bad thing. I mean, we had, and I think we had talked about that, we had offered $250,000 to get some work done. That was turned down, and we're ending up having it done for under $40,000. But, and I guess, in any case, even were they to do it, I think there's so much going on here with tenant relocation and contract oversight. It'd be good to have a person that could focus just on this rehab, even if we do have some outside help coming in.
So in some of these projects, we're gonna be we're gonna be in direct competition with BSI. I mean, they're a competitor to some extent. Are they not in some of these?
If we apply for the 9% tax credits, yep, probably. And there's others locally that compete with them too.
Mm-hmm. No, I understand.
It would be the best thing if we could come to terms on equitable fee arrangement. How can we do it? I mean, they've got a lot, we built up that capacity for the years.
Yeah.
Good at it, yeah. But for the immediate, for this next year, we're redoing Pioneer Manor and New Horizons. We're not competing with them. We're using the 4% credit.
So this position, you hopefully find somebody local.
Hopefully. Well, we need somebody that has got some experience though.
And actually, not just experience, but pretty individualized experience.
It's a unique, they're kind of unique funding sources that are.
And you probably got contacts out there that you'd go after or visit with, maybe.
I wish I did, I don't, I know one person that would be interested in whether, how much, and she's done a lot of development around the state, but not potentially.
Okay.
And so we would also be looking at perhaps training,
Yeah.
additional training, I guess, in that specific area.
Yeah, but that's something that's always gonna be ongoing. I mean, because at least
Just stay up to
programs
snuff,
change
yeah.
and you need to just keep up and.
And so what you're looking for then is a motion to approve hiring the director of development.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion for the board to approve hiring of a developer
Director of
based on this discussion.
development. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Thank you.
Motion carries. All right, so that was kind of both 1 and 2 there, right?
Yeah.
So update on staffing, is there more than what you went over in your, okay?
I think that's definitely covered.
We've got a really tremendous staff right now, I'm very, really skilled.
It's gotta make everybody's life easier.
What's that?
It's gotta make everybody's life a little easier.
It does.
Yeah, I think we got some good strength here that, and some
After
stability.
this month with them
Okay, update on the CDBG.
The funding that was appropriated to buy land with last year, I visited with the city planning yesterday, he said we can draw that down now, it's available to us, so. And then the diversion authority offer, we touched on that a little bit too, and whether or not we can accept that. And then and there's little complication with that. We can't sell that land to the diversion authority without HUD's consent, which is the Section 18 application allows us to sell the property. So rather than do a separate Section 18 application for that little piece, we'll just wait till our Section 18 approval comes through and then sell that piece to the diversion authority and sell the rest, the building on the market, so.
Are they aware of that, the diversion that we?
Yeah, they're aware that we're gonna be slow to respond to their offer because we need
Because of that.
consent.
Is there any chance HUD would not consent?
Yeah, in the end, I don't think, it would just add time, add months. There's another route we can go, and the diversion authority has the right of eminent domain. They can exercise the right of eminent domain. If HUD balks, we can go back to the diversion authority, exercise your right, give us the $214,000. That's the route. And HUD's got a fast track that allows for that. Local eminent domain.
If it does go to them.
Yeah.
So I missed something there, I'm sorry, but what building does this consist of again?
This is at the high rise when they put the flood wall in.
Yep.
We had to give up a little land for that.
But there's a building too?
No, just
Oh, I thought.
Just like 6 parking spots?
yeah, we took 6 parking spots and we recovered the parking elsewhere on the site. They put in a lot of new cement for us.
I thought
We're
there was a
okay
building somewhere.
that way.
Okay. No, gotcha.
So do you need for us to approve accepting the offer of 2014?
There's a motion with.
214,
Out of
yeah.
it.
Or you could
overall.
come back at them with a counter offer.
But you tried that though, right? Kinda?
We did, but that was not on the authority of the board. I was just trying to negotiate with the engineer.
I think I recall.
Okay.
So do you think we should do that?
Well, it's not gonna just burn up some time. We're waiting for HUD approval anyway. I'd say why not?
Let's counter.
Oh, look at you, woo-hoo! All right, well, we'll need a motion.
All I can say is no, right?
So you wanna go for 2 1/4 or what do you wanna?
Sure. We asked for 220 and they said no to that, so maybe 2 1/4.
Yeah, that's right, make a motion, we counter at 2 1/4 then.
Is there a second? Michael seconds, okay. Bryce? Okay, discussion, and we're guaranteed the 214, is that correct?
Yep.
So
They're
at
not
best,
gonna go away, right?
right, so
They got that.
we're allowing some time to get the HUD approval, we may end up with more, but we are guaranteed the 214 and all.
And how they arrived at that, they had an appraiser going, independent appraiser. He valued it at $10 a square foot, which is kind of what most of us were in the downtown, so. So, yeah, so whatever it was, X square footage, that $10 is. Yep.
Do we have any legal ground to stand on the fact that they're already utilizing the property without owning it? So the price went up?
Yeah, tell them to make it.
Right, yeah, right. Well, we do have some leverage, yes.
Yeah,
I don't know about legal ground, but
yeah.
I would say they would come back and say, well, you gave us, some kind of consent because we.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna,
On the property
claim-
also.
they're gonna complain consent, implied consent.
Yeah, yeah.
I know that operates in that situation.
Well, and of course, they did have consent, implied consent, so.
Right.
But we didn't expect to wait months and months and months for an offer.
Yeah, yeah,
It was supposed to come before they started.
right.
And the time came to start, and they said, well, we're working on the appraisal, so.
No fault of ours.
No, I know.
Anyway, so we didn't wanna hold up the whole project, so I said,
Yeah.
Any other discussion?
Yes.
If not, all those in favor of coming back with an offer of $225, say aye.
Quarter, was that?
200,
What was it?
225.
Yeah,
225.
I thought you said they turned down 220.
they did.
Yeah, but that's why I
So
was
we
raising.
Now we got
Typical
bankers, now we got
banker,
bankers.
So what's the number we're approving over the
$225.
225,000?
But they turned down 220.
Got it, okay.
Okay.
all right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
They turned down 220 from the executive director, not from the hardball
Oh,
board.
Yeah.
gotcha, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Is there any other old business? If not, let's move on to new business. The development conference in San Francisco.
Yep, that was productive, I thought. I think the biggest thing, I met with the director of WNC, who was the investor for Bluestem and Crossroads and not North Sky, but Sunrise and Cooper. Talked to him about changing us out with BSI as right of first refusal. He didn't think that would be a big deal.
Good.
So he took it back to, he said, I gotta run it by the owner, and he has to run it by the first year investor, but he's doing that. I haven't got back to him since the conference, but I thought that was, face-to-face was very useful with him. And he